morning, welcome back. I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're all well. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited am I? Well, 11. Look at this. Look at this. Sprouts back from paint. It is looking absolutely amazing. I can't thank Mark enough. This is literally, I've just got it in from outside now. I've put it in here so you're sort of seeing this as I'm seeing it, and you can probably tell by the grin on my face. I am so pleased with it. Like I say, I can't thank Mark enough. I have never had a car in my life which I've been able to restore and have fully painted, a full respray job. I've just never had the time, never had the money to be able to do it. And Mark's kind of realised a bit of a dream for me, so I am immensely grateful of Mark's hard work. And it has been hard work. He's literally only had the car a week. It went away last week. Well, not last week for you, it'd be probably 2 or 3 weeks ago now, but it went away. I thought it'd be gone for a couple of weeks at least, and Mark's turned it round in a week, which is just amazing because he's still working as well. So he's still doing his day job, and in the evenings and weekend he's been working on Project Sprout. And well, it's just, I just lost for words. I can't thank Mark enough. Let me take you for a quick tour around it. So here we go, and it really does look amazing. I know sometimes on the GoPro it looks a bit better than it is in real life, but genuinely it is really, really good. And it's gun fresh as well. I don't know whatever the paint term is, but this has not been compounded or polished or anything like that. No sort of rectification work as yet. That's literally as it's come out of the gun. And just look. I mean, orange peel wise, there's barely any orange peel. There's a bit on the scuttle panel, which will be a no problems. Doors look phenomenal. Mark's done a really great job of the doors. Roof. It's probably going to make the camera go a bit mad. Just everything. I mean, some of these bits, these are like jewels. I just love them. So the rear number plate holder, lamp holder, again, that doesn't need anything. Bonnet. Let's look at the shine on that bonnet. Mark has done an amazing job. Wing mirrors, boot. This is the door skin which I repaired. And again, I had a few comments saying to me I could have put a repair section in down the bottom here. I think Magnum do one, or I could have patched it. But it was all about the finish, because I knew if I'd repaired this door, getting a perfect smooth finish afterwards without any ripples, without any distortion, would have been very difficult. Obviously it's a bit dusty at the moment, it's gonna be, but yeah, like I say, I cannot thank Mark enough. It looks absolutely amazing. Let's have a look around the back. So I've got quite a bit to do. Obviously I've got to refit it all back up now. There's still some jobs that need doing. First job there is I've got to take the doors back off. I need to fit the shim up the doors, fit the latches back in, fit the sound deadening on that side, which I forgot about. And yeah, I want to get the doors in, and then I don't know what's next. I'll have to have a think about it, just to prove I didn't forget, because I thought I might. That's the sound coat in the door, or the silent coat now. So we get this door built back up. I'm going to put it on, and then the whole lot's going to get waxed inside. So someone asked about, or a couple of people mentioned about spraying the inside of the door skin. I prefer just to wax it, because if you paint it and then, well, there's not much welding on a door skin, but the areas you weld, that's then going to burn the paint, and it's an area for somewhere to rust. So I'll leave it in the e-coat, and then I'll completely wax the inside of there. And yeah, I don't know, I guess it's horses for courses really, isn't it? But I find painting it then causes you problems when you want to weld, and then you've got no way of really welding it and then without burning the paint, which is why I prefer to use wax. But like I say, horses for courses. Right chaps, how's that looking? So both doors are on now. A lot of this stuff I'm just going to get on with, because in all honesty I don't want to be concentrating too much on filming. I know that might disappoint a few, but I really just want to be concentrating on getting it all back together without scratching it. Which is, if I'm fiddling around with a camera as well, is probably quite likely to happen. And there's just some fiddly bits that are not very interesting. So I've fitted the doors up. Window regulators are not in them yet, so I need to get the window regulators in and then line them up properly. But looking pretty good already. It's hard to know what to assemble next. So in my mind, the paint is, it's not quite a week old yet, and it was baked, or baked as it can be, best as it can be down in Mark's workshop. The paint does seem quite hard on it now, but I don't want to install any components which are touching the paint at the moment, so like window rubbers and that sort of thing, because what I've seen in the past, certainly when I've sprayed out of cans, you think the paint's dry, you fit a rubber, then you look at it a couple of weeks or a couple of months later, and the paint has sort of swelled where it's had a rubber up against it. So I want to leave fitting rubbers and that till the last. There's plenty of other stuff I can get on with. It's just prioritising what to do next. So in my mind, I want to get the bonnet on, I want to get the boot on, I want to get the I want to get it to a point where the last thing I do is put the windows in, and then sort of from then on I can keep it clean inside. So next job for me, I guess, is this the wiper motor. So the wiper motor's not fitted yet. I took it out when I'd done all the engine. I have not put it back in because I knew Mark had to spray the scuttle. So I left the wiper motor out, but I've got to do some small repairs on this, just because you can see all the terminals are all green and manky. So you can buy that plug. It's called the wiper, I think that's the wiper park switch, and you can buy a repair section for this plug here. I've actually cleaned that plug up. I dunked it in some gunk, tried to clean up the best I can, closed up all the terminals, and the wiper motor does work. I've just plugged it in and tried it and it's working, but I need to clean up all those terminals. So I'm actually going to pull, I've taken a photo of where everything goes. I'm going to pull all this apart and see if I can clean that up. If I can't, then I'll just have to buy a new one. And aside from that, I've put a wheel on for no other reason than I just wanted to see what it looked like, because I'm impatient like that, as I might have already mentioned. I am a little bit, it is, oh, I don't know actually. I thought maybe the wheel wasn't sticking out enough, but yeah, that's about right actually. The arch will bring it out to about there. It will look right with the arch on. I cannot actually remember where I've put the arches. I've put them somewhere safe, probably up there or something. I can't remember though, but yeah, that'll probably be all right actually. It does need an arch, but I just wanted to see what stance sort of looked like with those wider tyres. So the wheels are actually only 4.5J. They're not very wide wheels, but they're wide tyres. Right, it may all be a little bit just all over the place this video, but done that wiper motor now. It's in. I've got to say, an MPI Mini doing the wiper motor, cable, spindle boxes, it is a horrible job. Just because there's so much stuff up around here, it's really horrible. I had to take the coolant bottle out, I had to take the purge valve out, pull all the cables down to get it in. It was probably made a little bit harder because I was really conscious I didn't want to scratch the paint anywhere. Did come close a couple of times, but yeah, I tried to make sure everything was covered. So that's done now. Appreciate that. Do you know what? I had a look at the price of that, the plug, the parking switch thing, and they're only about £6 or £7. I spent about half hour fixing it, maybe a little bit longer. Do you know what? It would have probably been easier just to buy another one, wouldn't it? But it all works now anyway. So we've got single press, it parks fine, speed 1, speed 2, speed 3, and it parks nicely as well. So that's good. I'm happy with that. That's all sorted. I have been working on other things of the car. So this door is all built up now. It's all adjusted. Door gap's done. It all opens and closes nicely. Check straps on. Interior light switch is in. New gasket on there. Bit rattly, that door, just because the trims are not in at the top. Again, this door, panel gaps, really pleased with this, really pleased, because it was kicking out too much at the top here, yet it was perfect at the bottom, and I spent ages trying to adjust the hinges, trying to get it right. In the end, I took a bit of a punt. I put a bit of a block of wood in the bottom of the door there, right at the very bottom, made sure it was covered up and that, and I just pushed it, and the frame, I don't know whether it was when I was doing the skin or something like that, but maybe I twisted the frame a little bit, but that's perfect now. I'm more than happy with that. I can probably do a little bit more to get those gaps and the fit a little bit better, but I don't know, actually it's pretty spot on. And again, this door, window winder all works nicely, it all shuts nice. It all sounds a bit tinny at the moment because it's not got much in it. What else have we done? Ah, yes, so you might notice brand new header tank on there. So I did notice when I put it all back together, that pink coolant is really visible when it's got a leak. And when it come back from Mark's, I could just see, Mark let me know about it actually, could see it on his garage floor. There was a leak down this side, and I thought, I've done a new water pump, but it's not the radiator. But what it actually was the header tank was split on it. Just along the seam, that side it is. I did initially try repairing it, but I thought, look at the state of it, it's all out of shape, it's all bulged, it's got cracks in other areas, it's just old. I'll put a new header tank on it, and I may well, I'm not sure what episode will go out first, but PL's over there. I'm just trying Evans waterless coolant in it in PL. And if I'm pleased with it, if it works well, I'm going to run it in Sprout as well. So that'll probably be in an upcoming video, I should think. And I explain my reasons behind using it. One of the main reasons, though, is it doesn't pressurise up the system like normal water antifreeze mix does. So when you get a slightly older car, like a classic, hoses get old, connectors get old and that sort of thing. When they're running at like 15 psi pressure, getting hot and cold all the time, they tend to, unless you're replacing everything, they just spring leaks all over the place, as with sort of this, to be honest. So yeah, I'll go into more detail in the other video, so I won't do that in this one. So it's going quite nicely with putting it back together. I've not had the car back a week yet. I've had it back a few days. I've been out here each evening doing a couple of hours, and it's actually quite scary. I keep looking at it thinking, I'll have this done by the weekend. It is that sort of thing where I'm trying to think, you know, literally a couple of days at a weekend, if I rush it, it'll be done. It'll be finished. It won't take me that long. It really won't. Headlining will probably take the most amount of time to do. The rest of it, I'd done all the hard work before it went for paint. I'd already done all the welding panels. All the engine was done, front subframe, rear subframe. So now I'm literally just reassembling bright work, really. Headlining in, trims on, seats in, interior. I mean, the interior is only an hour to get in. I will probably hang it out a little bit because I want to clean the seats and stuff like that. But yeah, it's progressing along really, really nicely. And do you know what? I'll go to bed each night. I'm out here, look at it now. It still looks amazing. I have not done anything yet to address anything on the paintwork. It's not been polished. That is still as it got back from Mark's. And I still go to bed each night and I wake up and I come out the next day and I think, does it still look as good? Is the paint going to have sunk back? Was I dreaming that it looked so nice? And I come out, I have to pinch myself and I'm like, no, it really is that good. bye.